What if everything that made you an outcast, your anger, your intensity, your refusal to just smile and fit in, turned out to be the exact thing that saved everyone around you? What if the island full of happy, carefree birds who laughed at you needed you to survive? Today we are breaking down the Angry Birds movie, but not the version you remember as a dumb mobile game adaptation. We are looking at the uncomfortable truth this film hid in plain sight, that the one bird everybody rejected was the only one paying close enough attention to see the danger coming. If you have ever been told your anger was a problem, drop a like right now, because this breakdown is going to hit completely differently. Meet Red. He lives on Bird Island, a paradise of perpetually cheerful, endlessly optimistic, blissfully unbothered birds. Everyone here is happy. Everyone gets along. Everyone sings. Everyone smiles. Everyone except Red. Red was born angry. Not the dramatic, villainous kind of angry, but the quiet, exhausting. Why does everything bother me when nothing bothers anyone else kind of angry? He snaps. He overreacts. He cannot turn it off. And Bird Island has absolutely zero tolerance for that. After one incident too many involving a birthday cake, a nest, and a level of social humiliation we will not fully relive here, Red is sentenced to anger management classes. And this is where the film does something quietly interesting that most people completely miss. Red does not belong in those classes. Not because his anger is fake, but because his anger is appropriate. He is responding to a world that has consistently treated him as less than, excluded him, and laughed at him his entire life. The anger is not the disorder. The dismissal is. He meets Chuck, the fastest bird alive, running on pure chaotic energy, and Bomb, a large, gentle bird who literally explodes when startled. They become an unlikely trio of outcasts, each carrying something the comfortable birds around them refuse to acknowledge. But none of that matters yet, because that is when the ships arrive. One morning, a massive wooden ship appears on the shores of Bird Island. Out step the pigs. Led by the charming, smooth-talking Leonard, a green pig with a smile so wide it should be a warning sign, they arrive with gifts, entertainment, and an energy of pure, overwhelming friendliness. The birds go absolutely wild for them. New friends, new culture, new excitement in paradise. Red is not buying it. From the moment the pigs arrive, something crawls under Red's skin that he cannot name but cannot ignore. Something is wrong. The smiles are too wide. The friendliness is too calculated. The pigs keep asking questions quietly, carefully about Bird Island's layout, its population, its defenses. Red tries to warn the other birds. They laugh at him. Of course they do, because Red is always angry and always negative and always the problem, right? The pigs throw a massive party. Everyone celebrates. Everyone relaxes. Everyone lets their guard completely down. And while Bird Island sleeps, the pigs steal every single egg on the island and sail away in the night. Red was right.
He was right the entire time. And because nobody listened, because his warnings came wrapped in anger that nobody wanted to deal with, the worst possible thing happened anyway? Here's the question nobody asks about this movie. What if Red had been likable?
What if he had been charming and easy and agreeable, the kind of bird everyone wanted at their parties? He would have celebrated with everyone else. He would have let his guard down too. He would have trusted the pigs, because trusting the pigs felt good and suspicion felt uncomfortable. Red's anger, the thing that isolated him, the thing that got him sentenced to anger management, was the exact mechanism that kept him alert when everyone else switched off. The birds did not lose their eggs because Red was too angry. They almost lost everything because everyone else was not angry enough. That is what this film is actually saying. And it is darker and smarter than a mobile game movie has any right to be. The birds wake up to empty nests and the distant shape of pig ships on the horizon. And for the first time in his life, Red is not the problem. Red is the solution. He stands before the entire community that excluded him, laughed at him, and sentenced him to therapy, and he tells them exactly what needs to happen. They need to cross the ocean. They need to find the legendary eagle, mighty eagle, the island's mythical protector, and they need to get those eggs back before they become breakfast. The birds follow him. Mighty Eagle turns out to be a spectacular disappointment, a washed-up, self-mythologizing recluse who is nothing like his legend. He cannot help them the way they hoped. Which means Red, Chuck, and Bomb are going to have to do this themselves. They build a giant slingshot, yes, slingshot and launch themselves at Piggy Island in a full assault that is spectacular, chaotic, and deeply satisfying. The battle inside the pig's fortress is everything the film has been building toward. Red fighting, not just for the eggs, but for the right to be taken seriously. Chuck moving so fast the world barely keeps up with him. A bomb being exactly as explosively useful as his name suggests. Red reaches the eggs just as the volcano beneath the city begins to erupt. One by one he launches the eggs to safety, and then with the whole place collapsing around him, he is trapped. And Mighty Eagle, the legend who let everyone down, shows up. Not to be the hero, to give Red the chance to be one. Red makes it out. The eggs are saved. The pigs are defeated. And Bird Island erupts in the kind of celebration that only happens when something genuinely terrible almost happened and somehow didn't. The Angry Birds movie is not about birds and pigs. It's about what happens when a community decides that how someone says something matters more than what they are saying. Red was delivering the right message in the wrong packaging, and everyone around him chose the packaging over the message. They chose comfort over truth. They chose the feeling of the pig's friendliness over the logic of Red's suspicion. And it almost cost them everything. But here's the other half of that message, the one that makes this film genuinely worth watching. Red had to earn the right to be heard. It's not by becoming someone he wasn't, not by softening his edges or pretending his anger wasn't real, but by showing up. By being the first one on the boat, the last one out of the fortress, the one willing to do what needed doing even when nobody believed in him. You do not win people's trust by being palatable. You win it by being right and then proving it with everything you do. The Angry Birds movie walked into theaters in 2016, carrying the reputation of a mobile game tie-in, and quietly delivered one of the most honest films about social rejection and vindication of that entire year. If this breakdown reframed something you thought you already knew, tap the like button. It genuinely helps this channel find more people who love discovering what these films are really saying underneath the surface. And if you want a new deep dive like this, hit subscribe and stay for what's coming next. I'll see you in the next one. Stay angry about the right things.